Okay, we are here at the Lonesome Dove Cemetery in Grapevine, Texas. This is where one of the young persons that was 17 years old at the time that had driven by where Bonnie and Clyde had shot the two officers is buried. We're going to go see if we can find his grave site. The two actual state troopers that were shot is buried. One's buried in Dallas and another one's buried in another spot in Texas, Alto. The other one's buried in Dallas. And so we're looking for Mr. Cook's grave site, Horris Weldon Cook. And this is a pretty good sized cemetery. So we're right down the road from where all this went down. And I will include a picture of that monument where the officers actually got shot. So now we're going to walk around and see if we can find this Mr. Cook's gravesite. There's some old ones in here and some not so old ones. From 1925 to 1993. This is an old family here. See, back up here to the back. There's some old ones. Now I'm going to stay on the headstone side. I want to walk across anyone's grave. I'm just looking at names, walking around, see if I can find this Cook. There's a real old one here. It says Clyde, son of J.J. and M.E. Maddie Brown, born in 1882 and died in 1899. And you can always tell how old a cemetery is by in the back how many older graves are in the back. And I'm not seeing it back here. I'm in the corner, so we'll head back the other direction. The Doyle. So we'll head back up the front and see see a cook over here I just saw. I believe that may be it in the distance down here. It's not really a cemetery in abundance of people, but it's just spread out, but it's a pretty good sized cemetery. I think I might have found what I'm looking for. And down here, there's a see if this is the ones here. There's a no, that's not the. This may be it here. I'm not sure if this is it or not. We've got some cooks. And it may have mention of it on the tombstone, because this guy used to be the curator here and he just passed away in 2013. Now let's go back and double check. And yes, I think this is him. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, Harold, I think Weldon Cook was his name. I have to double check that. I don't think it's Weldon, but I believe this is his grave. He was the one that had picked up a friend, or a friend had picked him up, and they drove by and saw what was going on. The two officers helping a car that ended up being Bonnie and Clyde, and they had a friend had mentioned, oh, why don't we stop? And he said no, and they kept going, and later found out that those two state troopers ended up getting shot by Bonnie and Clyde. So we're gonna head back around. That's some more out here. The road out there is in about another almost 100 yards. We're gonna head back up here to the fence. There's the gate. There's like a Civil War grave there. There's a real old one. Babe of CC and MG Dial 1867. And the wife of Mr. Cook, I think after that, was either one of the state troopers. She never got married. One had only been on duty for 2 days, one of the state troopers, and the other one they had been Married for like a year or so when all this happened. So this is a less graves up here in the front, but they're spread out, but there's still a lot here. And here's the entrance, coming through back out through the entrance. I'll turn around and get a that's a Lonesome Dove Cemetery, 1846. And here's a little area, sitting area. It's a nice little cemetery, shady. It's a place where you can let these folks rest. This is Memorial. Joseph Warren Tanner, 1915 to 2000. Can't tell. Brother Bud was a long time and deacon, mentor and deacon at something Dove, compassionate and diligent worker who loved the Lord.